So you out here in these fantasy streets and you don't know who to lock in on the Sleeper app for fantasy basketball. In this episode, we're going to walk you through what to do for week 2. We believe every NBA fan that plays fantasy football should also play fantasy basketball. So we're going to jump right in and give you our recommendations on players to lock in for week 2 of fantasy basketball on Sleeper. Let's start with the Joker. The Joker did 41 on Monday. I would have locked that in. You got to lock that in, especially early on in the week. Just lock it in. Now, I get it. It's the Joker. You want to play it safe because you know he might have a 90-point game, a 80-point game, a 100-point game. But typically, when stars do a little over what they're projected, I'll take the safety bet and I'll go ahead and lock them in. Now, for Jokic, Embiid, players like Luka, they can explode for really big points. I think like Embiid did like 100 or something last week, right? So that's something you want to be really mindful of. It's like, what is your threshold for risk? So for me, I like to play it safe for the most part. So I would have probably locked in the Monday. Definitely wouldn't have took the Wednesday. So if you waited, Wednesday I would pass on that. And then I would have to see what happens for Friday or Saturday. So hopefully the Joker does over his projected output. If he does anywhere in the 40s, I'm snatching it on Friday. And then if he has another dud, like another 20-point game, I would likely wait till Saturday. Luka Doncic, he did 45 on Monday. I hope you lock that in. Wednesday, he did 25.5. I would probably pass on that. That's way below what Luka is projected to do. So I would probably hold and wait for the Friday or Sunday if you did not lock in that Monday game. Giannis, who is on the struggle bus, y'all. Oh my God, he is such a buy low right now. Monday, he did 26. Wednesday, he did 13 points, which it sounds crazy to say, right? So if you didn't lock in the Monday score, which you probably did, you definitely aren't locking in the Wednesday score. So you got to just pray in hopes that he puts pause on the New York Knicks on Friday. Next up, we got Joel. Joel did 33 points. I would have took that and run. Well, actually, you can take that and run. Yeah, take that and run because we don't know what's going to happen on Saturday. And especially if you're in a comfortable position in your matchup where maybe you are tied or up by a couple of points for the projected results, then I would just take that 33 points, man. Just play it safe. And last week, just I'm curious, on Sunday he did 52 fantasy points with these sleeper settings. That's crazy. Jason Tatum, 25 points on Monday. I would have passed on that. Wednesday, he did 31.5, and then he has one more game on Saturday. So right now, you can lock him in for Wednesday. Lock him in for Wednesday. Don't mess around with that Saturday. If he explodes on Saturday, my bad. But if you are down right now, like you're clawing back, trying to fight back to get into a matchup, then you could hold on locking him in and try for Saturday, swing for the fences there. But if you are in a comfortable position, just take that 31.5, man. Play it safe. Steph Curry, he did 37.5 on Monday, y'all, but Wednesday down to earth, 13.5. Poop juice. Not good at all. Friday, he did 20. Friday, he's projected to do 25.15, and Sunday, he's projected to do 22.5. So if you didn't lock in the Monday score, which I'm confident that you did, because if you're listening to this, you know something about fantasy, so you would have probably taken that bet of 37.5. If for some reason you didn't, when you made a mistake, in my opinion, I could be wrong, right? If he goes for 90 on Sunday, then you can say I was wrong, so I get that. But if you didn't take him on Monday, then I'm sure you didn't take him on Wednesday, and you're waiting for Friday and Sunday. If you're up and he scores anywhere in the range of 24, 25, anywhere in the mid-20s, I'm taking that score on Friday. If he does below that, then I would roll my dice on Sunday. Next up, we got Kevin Durant, who got his back kicked in by Victor Wembanyama in that 20-point comeback that the Spurs did against the Suns. Oh my goodly gosh. Yo, your man had his foot on his neck. Slender man. Anyway, Tuesday, 21.5. Thursday, 23.5. So KD, let me see what KD did last week. KD did 24.5, 30, and 26.5 in week 1. So if you're in a safe position, you could take that 23.5. Like, if you're up, like, just take it, be safe. But again, for me, like, I know KD can do more. So chances are for me, win, lose, or draw, I would probably let him rock 2 more games. And it's worth noting that Sunday he's projected to do a little more than what he's projected to do on Saturday. So if he has another 20-something game on Saturday and you want to, like, give him a little bit of, room to roam, then Sunday he could do big things. I want to see what your man Wemby is up to. Man, Wemby is like, I might do a whole series on Wemby. I might do a Wemby watch. Let me know in the comments. You guys want me to do a fantasy Wemby watch? Because your man is polarizing, to say the least. So Tuesday he had 22 fantasy points. That's pretty good for his expectations in terms of his projections. But then on Thursday he exploded for 37.5 points. 37.5 fantasy points. Listen, lock it in, because the top is off. Boobies is out. Hair blowing in the wind. Convertible. Man, Wemby, man, I was fronting on Wemby a little bit. I wasn't sure with the whole Greg Popovich, godfather of load management, being a rookie, but he is not disappointed at all to start the season. So I'm excited about that. Let's check out some guys who are a little later on, or went a little later on in drafts. Let's check out Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey did 23.5 on Monday. I would have locked that in. Wednesday he did 23. I would lock that in. I wouldn't wait for Friday. Gordon Hayward, who's been kind of on a roll, Monday 19.5. I would have probably locked that in. If you didn't lock it in, definitely lock in the Wednesday 23.5. And one more thing, guys, in the comments, let me know what players you want me to give recommendations for lock-in mode on Sleeper. That's really important, because I could sit here and talk about players all day, but if they're not on your team, they're not helping you. So if you're watching the videos, I want to make sure that I show up for you. This is a new series, so it's growing slowly. So I want to make sure, if we're going to continue to do this for the rest of the season, that I'm providing value to those players. So what I'll do, I'll make a list too. You know what I'm saying? If let's say Jimmy comments Joker and Johnny comments Giannis, Giannis and Jokic will stay on the list for the rest of the season, and that's kind of how we will build it. So just to remind you, please drop in the comments, what players do you want me to recommend lock-in mode suggestions for? Now, the caveat to that is, guys, don't just drop your whole roster, right? So I'm not gonna be like, hey, Drew Eubanks every week. Come on, man. Drop a couple players, maybe 2 or 3 players that you have concerns about when it comes to locking in their scores. Let's go back to it. Franz Wagner, 23 on Monday, 18 on Tuesday, 26.5 on Thursday. I would have locked in that Monday score, but if you didn't do that Tuesday, you surely didn't lock that in. So for Thursday, I'm going to lock that in and run for the hills. Keldon Johnson, your man has been cooking. After that Tuesday performance, 26.5, I would have locked him in. If you didn't, then run with the 23 points. Take it. He did 23 on Thursday. Then we got, let's take a look at Chris Paul. Chris Paul did 21 on Monday and 13 on Wednesday. I would probably have taken the 21. If you didn't take the 21, then you got to hold and see what he does on Friday against OKC and on Sunday versus Cleveland. Now that you know which players to lock in for week 2 of the fantasy basketball season, check out our episode about do's and don'ts of the early fantasy basketball season with Adam King from Fantasy Basketball International.